Hello there, welcome to the session. My name is Omajit. In this session, we are looking at a CAT 2018 DILR actual set. Okay, interesting set, and let me take you to the set itself. But before we start solving, it is always advisable to look at the questions. The questions basically tells us at what level of difficulty the overall this thing is operating at. करने का रीज़न सिंपल है, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ कि अगर आप पहले क्वेश्चन देख लोगे आपको एक ओवरऑल आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि डिडक्टिव सेट है, मल्टीपल केसेस फॉर्म हो रहे हैं, क्या हो रहा है. ठीक है. सो व्हाई इज इट दैट स्टूडेंट्स may not wish to look at the question and just start solving? Because time is limited, and why waste time? We anyways have to go to the question. That is that strategy is also there, but then all I'm saying is, because we are practicing, you should know the level of difficulty of the set also. Okay, so let's look into the questions. Acha, first glance at the set itself tells me that this is, to some extent it is doable. Why do I say that? Because very less information, a table like a Sudoku is given, and some additional information, and that too single liner informations. So something that I can read really quick, something, the deductions, I don't know how difficult the deductions will be, but let's see. Let's read the questions. So the question says, the first one, what best can be said about the room to which somebody is allotted to? Either or. So multiple cases, I know for a fact. Who else was in room 102 when somebody entered? And then there are cases, no cannot be determined. So great. When did Irina reach the venue? All options means this can be cracked then and there. Whichever case I design, Irina ka timing has to be fixed. That much I know. Okay, so that is again creating a bias in my head now. If Ganeshan entered the venue before Divya, then Balram and all that. So again, if statement, multiple cases, which case satisfied Balram this thing? We'll have to see. Let's go back and make the deductions. Alright, so first bit information is always that is given to you, and which is 7 candidates. A, B, C, D, E, F, G were invited for an interview. Candidates were required to reach the venue before 8 a.m. Great. Immediately upon arrival, they were sent to one of the 3 interviews rooms, 1, 2, and 3. Great. So let's write that 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I don't know how many students are there in 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Hold on. Let me make it over there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Some of the venue log shows the arrival time of these candidates. Some of the names have not been recorded, obviously, and have been marked with a question mark. And then there are some statements, additional statements by the candidates, from the candidates. For example, Balram said, I was the 3rd person to enter 101. All right, 101. Already 2 persons occupied there. Balram is the 3rd one. Great, we have sorted this out. Option number 1, or statement 1, sorted. Let's look into Chitra. I was the last person to enter the room I was allotted to. Now, that basically tells me that Chitra can be the one to enter in this 1 also, 2 also, 3 also. This is not a definite piece of information. I cannot plot it right now. Irina says, I was the only person in the room I was allotted to. Okay, so that basically means that a single room has been given to this Irina girl. Fatima, 3 people including Akhil were already in the room that I was allotted to. Oh wow, that is an interesting piece of information. What it tells me is that there are already 3 people. So I can, for all practical purposes, I can fill Fatima in the first one. I can also fill Fatima over here. So there could be a possibility that, 3 people over there and Fatima is the 4th one. So 4 and 4, 8. Total 8 possibilities. 1 room is left empty. So that basically, should tell you that this case is not allowed. That means fixing the position for Fatima should not be the problem for me. So Fatima is fixed at room number 1. Let's read ahead. Quick piece deduction that we did over there. Ganeshan, I was one among the 2 candidates allotted to 102. Wow, this is also great. Now this makes my life so much more easier. I know Irina is the last one, and at this point I can also somehow predict that she is coming at 7:45. I'll also tell you how exactly I'm getting at this 7:45 thing. Okay. Now question mark slash Ganeshan slash question mark. I'll tell you why question mark and this thing, because I don't know the time of arrival of Ganeshan. Okay, and I know that Akhil is there. Akhil also happens to be the one who is arriving the first. So I am assuming that this is 7:10 and Divya is left, Chitra is left. Let's read out for Divya and Chitra. Chitra says, I was the last person to enter the room I was allotted to. Couldn't be this one. So definitely I know this is going to be CG or GC. Whichever picks the place, the other one gets allotted to the other one. So that means Divya has to be over here. Now, one thing please understand, we have allotted them in the rooms very well, but we don't know the time of arrival of them. Let's see if we can answer some of the questions or not with this much information with our hand. All right, let's look into the first question. The first question says that what best can be said about the room to which Divya was allotted? Definitely 10. So this is definite this thing. I can very well say that she was allotted to room 101. Okay, nailed it. Who else was in room 102 when Ganeshan entered? I told you for this I need the timing. I need the timing of Ganeshan. So I cannot answer it straight away. I need to make some further deductions with this one. When did Irina reach the venue? I told you this has to be 7:45 because of this particular case. A single room allocated to this girl. If Ganeshan entered the venue before Divya, then Balram entered. Now please understand, Balram said one very interesting thing. Balram said, I am the third person. Whenever he enters, he has to be the third person. Let's go and look at the data table now, because I think it's now almost solved. If I can figure out for Ganeshan, I can figure out for the timing of Balram also. All right. Let's read a little bit so that we can make some sense. If you just realize that Chitra is at 7:30 and there are 3 people left. I have already said that Irina sits at 7:45. Does that not tell you that Ganeshan has to be the first one to enter the room and then Chitra? Okay, I hope this much deduction you can do. So Ganeshan and then Chitra, whichever time, I don't know, I don't care as of now, but the question number 2 now gets easily answered. Question number 2 has asked me very specifically that who was in the room when Ganeshan entered. So Ganeshan entered, no one was in the room because he was the first one to enter that room. Okay, now there's just only one question left, which is if Ganeshan entered the venue before Divya, then when Balram entered. Let's understand that. If you realize, Divya and Balram will always move in pairs, blocks. Okay, why do I say that? Balram is the third person. Always Balram says this, I was the third person. So if Ganeshan has to come before Divya, Ganeshan can come at this position 7:10 and then Divya and then Balram. So Balram is 7:25. Clear case deduction. Perfect. We've got this one also. So that is 7:25. We've solved the caselet. This is a CAT set and we've been able to solve this under 10 minutes. Now my dear friends, this is what you're supposed to do in an actual exam. You're not supposed to fret, you're not supposed to make hasty moves. You just need to be calm and composed, solve the sets like then and there. Thank you.